and for some people, they are still left behind. The reason why some people are left behind is because we've gone past all that into bigger problems, into bigger solving, like what can you bring to the table, what can you do, how can you make things better, how can you solve so and so challenges, what can you do, and all that, But some people are still way back there that they're still looking at the colonial masters as the alpha and the omega. I was in Niger so a few months ago, and these people are so dependent on the French system. The government cannot do anything without approval from France, let alone the individuals. So you can imagine what type of, even though they're independent, in quotation, I think I'll have to put that in quotation if I'm right. In quotation, they're independent, but I think they're still they're not independent actually, because they have to go. So I think like mentally, if I'm looking at Nigeria, it's not that same scenario, but I think mentally we are still there, because like if you look at most of what we have to do, I mean like I was watching the video the other day, Buhari had to go, he had to talk to BBA. I don't know if anybody saw that video, he had to talk, and he had to prove certain points why he's doing what he's doing. It's still deep within us. Like, whatever, if you're president of Nigeria, whatever you're doing in Nigeria is not valid until you can prove it to the prime minister or whatever in Britain, that is valid. It's the way it is right now. And it's a mental capacity. It puts us in a mental, so if you're in that mental flow, you might be doing right for your own people. See, now if you listen to, there's this controversy that Chimamanda, she had recently, when she was talking about doing things the African way.
Can I say something?
Yeah, okay.
I think it was last week, she was invited to Harvard.
Yeah.
Anytime I watch this lady talk, I still, and she has stayed in US for God knows how long, I still see her talk like in Nigeria.
Exactly. That is it.
That is it.
Makes a lot of sense, and
is a Nigerian, is a normal
Look.
the basic thing is this: if you are successful,
No.
send you.
No, Uzo. Once upon a time she wasn't. She didn't use exactly.
She was well educated. She speaks originally Nigerian with a Nigerian accent, a polished Nigerian accent. The lingua franca is English. She has improved her English.
And there's something that she said, because I usually watch so many of her videos. There's one video that they invited her, I think, to an Igbo stuff in Washington or something like that, and she said something that anytime people ask her what does her kids speak, she says she speaks nothing but Igbo to her kids. That she knows that they will learn English in school or wherever, but when they come back, they stay in the US.
That's what Chimamanda.
Yes, that she speaks Igbo to her kids.
And these kids understand fluently. And when they come back to Nigeria, they speak Igbo, and the people in Nigeria, they wonder how
did they
from they know how to speak Igbo so fluently. And she's like, why should it be a surprise?
Well, you wanted to say something?
I very much appreciate all that pieces of information you're sharing to everyone. First is, the IGWA, for example, let me pronounce it as Adigwe. Adigwe. How do you call that again? Adigwe. No, I just want to point, I just want to play.
Now your name, then they call like that.
How does it sound? How does it sound?
I think I'll tell you.
It don't sound good though. Adigwe.
How does it sound in what perspective?
What are you praying?
So what's your perception, what's your implication with respect to the pronunciation?
It's a traditional Igbo name.
Yeah, but how does it
How
sound?
does the way you pronounce it?
Yeah, how does it sound?
It sounds so awkward, man.
Yeah, it sounds awkward. It does.
Fantastic. So that's in all languages. Each language has its own speech sounds, and the study of the speech sounds is called phonetics. So it is very important for you to use the speech sounds and the rules of those speech sounds with respect to each language.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Because if an American guy go to a French restaurant and he wants to order stuff, he's switch to try his best to pronounce it in a French way. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, but like I understand what he's saying because I know when I go out, especially to restaurants, and I'm like, come on, God, this guy, how did you know how to pronounce stuff in a French way, you know? But the issue I have with that is because when I was in the US, I went out to a restaurant. I went with friends, two black American, one white American, and one Nigerian guy. So we were like two Nigerian guys. So, and I tried ordering stuff, and it was a Mexican restaurant, and there's something called I'm sure I'm not going to pronounce it well, you know, but it's one of their delicacies here. It's called torquilla. I'm sure I ordered it, but then that's what it's called. But when I asked, when I asked, sorry, I don't understand, how do you pronounce this stuff? And it took a while before I got it at that moment, you know. And the other lady was laughing at me. And then I was like, okay, I called the waitress. I called the waitress back. I said, sorry, can you pronounce Ogbono? And if you see what that guy talking, if you slap at it. And I said, look, I appreciate the fact that this is how this thing is pronounced. But I am from so place, right? And I will always try to make go the extra mile to try to pronounce some certain things the way it is, you know. But the issue I have is not me not getting it right or wrong. The issue I have is, why is it that most of the time we're always at the receiving end. Nobody cares to want to pronounce things the Nigerian way, but they give all the fuck on how we pronounce their own stuff.
Exactly.
I've never seen a white man that say, oh, how do I pronounce my name? Or how they just call it, they don't care, they just call it.
I think we should be the ones to teach them. I don't accept,
exactly.
I do not approve of someone pronouncing an Igbo name with an American accent.
Exactly.
I wouldn't approve that.
But the thing is, we don't do that. In fact, I know so many people, so many Nigerians in the US that change their name to make it easier.
To make it American.
And acceptable, yes. They Americanize their name.
You must pronounce my name the right way.
There are too many of them. Or you will never see an American guy or an Italian guy or whoever come to Nigeria and change his name. You don't. So we have issues, inferior complex. We have issues. And it's something that we need to address. Again, I'm not against you pronouncing some certain things right. In that scenario, when I was in that restaurant, I called back because I just wanted to show them a point that, look, this is where I'm from. I'm trying my best to pronounce this thing. But then, don't think, when it comes to my own stuff, you should also try. I had a discussion with someone, you know, and the person went to the UK recently. The person was like, he always feels very quiet when he's there. Why? Because when he talks, they don't really understand it, right? And when they talk, he has to like listen carefully to understand them, right? And now the issue is they don't understand him, so he has to try. That's why sometimes I don't blame. Sometimes I don't blame people that come back with different accents. Why? Because you have to try.
To prove your point.
No, you have to try to speak their own way for them to understand you. By default. By default. Years. No, wait, hold on. Just hold on. By default, if and I've noticed that even with my own self, if you bring a white person now to sit down among us, you see that our accent change. All of us, when we're talking to the person, so that the person will understand us. But that white person will still talk.
Even General, when he came here, changed his accent when he was talking to Mustafa.
You see, but if you say but the funny thing is that same guy will still speak the way he speaks.
That's the problem.
Just like you gave an example of your boss. She speaks, she doesn't care, she speaks. But
that's the problem.
I'm almost 101% sure that you guys, when you guys are talking to her, you will try your best to polarize your accent. Why do we have to be the ones
to do that? That's what I said. That's the problem. That's the
why is it not a 50?
Why they don't have to? Why do they have to come a little mile down?
So I want to say something. We have there is managing director. He's like top, right? He's Igbo. This is one reason why sometimes Igbo people, they are so excuse me. They're so traditional, but they're quick to sway. Anyways, I'll leave that. There is a situation where the Kenyan team decided to come, but they were all white. They decided to come to check the office and see everybody. I have never seen an Igbo man with an Igbo accent try to speak so well. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Guess what? His salary could probably be more.
Yeah.
He can tell them, wait here, come back 3 hours later, and they would wait. But for some reason, he was pronouncing our names so weirdly. It was terrible. I was like, it was a shame because he was someone that when he comes, he speaks Igbo, who doesn't listen. That's a business. He's the boss, and he walks away. He's like next to the CEO, right? So he's like talk. So why do you some white men just come in and like, oh beautiful, and he just go Igbo / something I don't understand. It wasn't cool. So it now you could tell me that if you're successful, right, everybody will listen to you. He does not have it together inside.
Exactly.
And yet he's all in all, you would probably want to, I want to be like this one, but he doesn't have it together inside. He still looks forward to wanting to be like the white man.
Exactly.
So
it's something that
is it. That is it.
This whole thing is something that we can't change.
yeah. No, we can't anything.